Welcome to week number 1 of hashtag Forzathon. They've given us a Renault. No, really, 20 points and it's yours. So this thing makes 250 horsepower, 251 foot-pounds of torque and weighs just over 3,000 pounds with a tiny little 2-litre engine. And it kind of looks a bit like an old computer mouse. Going to the inside, actually not too bad. Bit minimalist, and I love that one extra bright yellow gauge there that's really sort of in your face going, hey, look at me, I'm over here. And now we take a listen to that 2-litre. So here we are now over at the upgrade shop, so let's go ahead and go to conversion and see what we have. We've got a whopping 1 engine swap. Lovely. We've got the inline 4 1.6 litre turbo rally. Somehow that engine note just doesn't fit with this car. Going to drivetrains, we can make this thing all-wheel or rear wheel. Okay, that's going to be interesting. I can make maybe a GYMKHANA build from this. In terms of our own appearance, we have got plastic at the front and a terrible wing at the back, like usual. Although, in a slight twist of events, this thing does happen to start out on sport tyres, so we'll go ahead and just give them some semi-slicks and make them a little bit wider, and we'll try and make this thing a B-class race build. Whether it'll be any good is debatable. So over at the paint shop, there is nothing in advanced, but if you go to manufacturer colours, we have, oh god, I've got to do this in one breath, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 different colours. Not too bad. The white doesn't look as good on this as it does on the Lamborghini Cyan, so I think we're going to stick it in a blue. And away we go. We are front wheel drive. We're against a whole bunch of other different cars. Most of them are Renaults. But yeah, hey, isn't that car not meant to be here until like the next couple of weeks time? Or am I just stupid? We're getting a little bit of side by side with another Renault there. So can we carry speed through the corner? We can. We get 1, 2, nearly 3 more spaces through there. That's us up into 4th. We have to go on the brakes early though. Although to be fair, this thing has some really good brakes, which not a lot of these new to Forza cars seem to do. There's a battle for 3rd. The battle has been won. So we're now coming up on 2nd, who is a Volkswagen Golf. 2nd place is now Renault Megane. Now here's the fun bit. 1st is right up here. They've just had to dive from the brakes a little bit, but we don't have to worry about that because we have the grip to go right around the outside, which is a very tricky manoeuvre at the best of times. That's a wall. Going around the last bend, we're almost to the line, and across we go. Of course, I had to put a darker colour on this, not knowing the race is going to be a night, but that gives us a 1st place with a time of 2 minutes 22.142. That's a lot of 2s in one time. Wow. And to be honest, I think we did a pretty good job. So who knew this thing in B-class was actually going to be pretty good. Right, let's go ahead and firstly swap this thing to all-wheel drive, takes us straight up into A-class, joy, and we'll go ahead and put a turbo rally engine in this thing and try and do something stupid and building this thing up to be a drag build. Now I know what you're thinking, Tech, are you crazy? Yes. Yes, you're right. Okay, wheelie test. No, that was a fail. So here we are with a drag built computer mouse. I have waited all recording session to say that, but let's go ahead and give this thing a bit of a test. What can it do? If they're going to hit 150, I'll be impressed. I think that will be my limit for this thing, because it's a tiny car. I don't expect it to get anything too major, but well, whatever it gets is going to be interesting. And it gets 168. Okay. To be fair, from this thing being a tiny little Megane with a tiny engine, that's not too bad. And now we go ahead and throw this thing on to some full slick tyres, chuck on some road or just regular race suspension and go and see what this thing can do out on the motorway. So here we are now over at the edge of the motorway. We are bright green because I liked to put this thing in a bright fancy colour to keep people's attention. Ha! No? What do you mean it didn't work? Anyway, let's go ahead and give this thing a little bit of a top speed run. So away we go! Okay, and straight out of the speed zone at 209.97, so essentially 210. Which is not bad for, well, this tiny thing. But now we've got a downhill and a speed camera still to go. We should see a speed camera any second. In fact, there it was, very camouflaged by the van, but that was 214 miles an hour. Going downhill, can we hit 220? Come on! Yes! 220 out of this tiny thing. I did not think I'd be doing that today. Wow, okay. And now, that truck. Oh, that's going to affect the no claims bonus. And now we're going to go ahead and take this thing on the drift course. As you've noticed, I've got a special livery on this thing because it's kind of a GYMKHANA build and I feel this livery would have been fitting. But let's go ahead and take this thing for a little bit of drift, see what it can do. Do we get 34,000? Okay, 34,920 something points, which is not too bad. And now we've got to go ahead and take this the other way, if I can just get this thing to turn. Thank you. Okay, let's go ahead and give this thing a second shot, going back the other way. Let's see, what can we get kind of stupid angles? I really want to get some crazy angles out of this thing. Come on. 37,166 points. Not too bad at all. In fact, I'm actually really impressed with that out of this thing. So, should you pick one of these up for yourself? Yes, absolutely go for it. Honestly, it's a very fun little car indeed. Even if it is brought again over from Forza Horizon 4, but now I can see why they've done it, because it is genuinely a lot of fun. Anyway, thank you very much for watching. I will go ahead and see you all in the next one. Like, share, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. And I'll see you in a future video. Thanks for watching. Tech out. In case you're wondering, yes, I picked this livery as a tribute for the end of the video.